All right, Josh, praise you anywhere. So this one, again, you can always play quarter notes. You can always go, wait. So that always works. But what works better is to play the bass in conjunction with what the groove of the kick drum is. And in this song, it's going to be more like. Whoops. I praise you anywhere. Praise, give him praise in the highest praise. Give him praise in the highest. He is worthy, and we is worthy of all our praise. Sometimes you gotta dun 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 dun. All right, so you get the feel for it, and then the other change in this song is that bridge where it goes to and this is where you're gonna just play whole notes. I think that's the right chords, hopefully. I gotta look at the music for that. Let me put this on pause. Yeah, that was right. So it's B, A, F sharp, G. So I'm gonna play it now with the music, and again, less is more. So you don't have to be playing every single quarter note to be doing your job. Your job is really to be accenting that bass drum, which is really the whole groove of a song. And we'll talk more about that later. And none of this makes sense to you, then stick with what you've been doing and play the quarter notes. Just play the right quarter notes. That's all that's super important, is that you're hitting your D and your G and your B and your A and your F sharp and your G. Those have to be hit at the right time in a song. Whether you're playing quarter notes or you're playing more of this groovy style that I'm trying to show you, that's not as critical as playing the right notes. If you play a wrong note, that stands out really bad. And sometimes I'll look over there because I'll hear it, because I really rely on what you're doing and what Andrew's doing. It feeds me with what I do. And if you play a wrong note, then everything I'm doing is completely out of chord with what you're doing. So you pretty much lay the foundation of the house I build and the rest of us build at any moment of the song. Every note that you play, I'm gonna give you a little philosophical thought on what the bass player does and how important you are. Even though you're playing one note at a time, that one note is like the foundation of a house, and nothing else gets built without that one note. So if you play one step off by mistake, and we're all building the house on a G and you're playing an F sharp, we have built the house on something that is not the right foundation. It's like building a foundation for a moment, and it's not even the right size that the house is going to be built on. So you have to make sure that you're putting that foundation note, which is the root note of any moment of a song, in the right place. So if I'm counting on you hitting a D, everything I'm doing, if it's doing lead work or doing melody work or the same, whatever it is, everything is being built around that D note, because that is the root of the chord. Okay, so that's super important that you're on D on time. And then when you're supposed to be on the next chord, which is G, you have to be on G. If you accidentally stay on D and you're still up there and the rest of us went to G and we're singing melody on a G note, and I'm playing chords around a G note and you're hanging on to a D, well, it sounds obvious that we're not together and we're in two different places, musically. So I'm gonna get back to now the song. That was a little, basically a breakdown of how important you are and your role, the bass player's role in a song. the chord is defined by the note that you play. And if you don't play that note, then the chord is not what we're supposed to be playing. And that's even deeper. I won't get into that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start playing the song again, and I'll play this with it. And you can kind of feel, you can feel the groove of the song based on how I'm playing this.
Intro, 2,
Here we go.
3, 4.
Hear how I'm letting the notes sustain? I'm not cutting them off. As opposed to this is what you don't want to do. You don't want that in this song. Let them ring out. Remember, you don't want this. You don't want that. That just doesn't sound musical. It's too choppy. You want it to ring out and sustain. You're going to let it sustain. Okay, this is the quiet part of the song. Whole notes. Hold it out. Don't cut it off. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Back in. Whoops, made a mistake. End on D, but we're not going to end on D because if you remember, we're gonna go back to that bridge quietly, just like we did in the middle of the song, where we go. He is worthy. He is worthy of all our praise. Actually, I need to take that back because I think we are going to go. He is worthy. He is worthy of all our praise. Hold it 8 counts, and then we're going to go back into the bridge. This is going to be the welcome. So while Zoe's talking, we're going to be playing nice and quiet. Nothing loud, nothing aggressive. Very basic. Boom, 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 boom. And maybe we don't even play the multi-hits. So I'm just playing whole notes here. Because we don't want this to be real rhythmic and real mechanical, because we're trying to not get in the way of the speaker who's speaking the announcements and the welcome, okay? Okay? So there's Praise You Anywhere. And, you know, again, just make sure that we play the right notes. That's the most important thing. If these grooves don't feel natural to you, we can work on this more together, one-on-one. You can come over, I'll go over to your place or whatever. This is kind of last minute. But if this makes sense, hopefully this will help you. And we'll see you Sunday morning early. So make sure you practice. Make sure you practice. You got 2 days. Well, almost 2 days. So we will see you Sunday morning, Mr. Foundation Man, bricklayer, mason,